So you might be wondering what Australia's doing at the Winter Olympics. How are people from a hot country on the other side of the world coming to Europe and winning gold medals when the Australian people live mostly nowhere near snow? Not only are they winning medals, but they're winning more medals and more gold medals with each successive games. So how exactly are they pulling this off? And what's with their super fans and that nutbush dance? Just what kind of crazy are these people? Stick around and find out. Australia, generally speaking, has always been pretty good at sport. Tennis, cricket, rugby, swimming are all sports which we typically achieve good results, especially swimming. Like Norway, we're a small population with a very outdoorsy and sporty culture. They say that Norwegians are practically born with skis on their feet. Well, you could say that many Australians are practically born in a pool. I mean, it's common in our warmer areas for mothers to regularly take their babies to public pools from 6 weeks old to start getting them used to the water. And that continues throughout early childhood until formal lessons start at between 3 and 5 years old. In terms of elite sporting results, Australia has long punched above its weight in swimming. We're highly competitive in our traditional team sports, and while not a world leader in athletics and other sports, we've certainly had our fair share of individual champions. To name a few current ones, Curtis Marshall and Nina Kennedy in pole vault, Jessica Hull, Lachlan Kennedy and Gout Gout in athletics, Nicola Olislagers in high jump, and Jess Fox in canoeing, which could all make you think that Australia is a hot country that's all about summer sports. But that's not quite true. Australia does have snow. In fact, Australia has 5 big ski resorts that are all bigger than Vail, as well as deserts, rainforests and tropical areas. Essentially, Australia has all of the climate zones. The thing about our snow, though, is that it isn't near any of our major population centres. On top of that, our snow is dense and icy, the season is shorter, falls are unreliable, and we don't have the big mountains with deep powder that Europe does. And getting to the snow, then spending enough time there to actually become good at anything, will cost you something like $500 to $1,000 per person per day, which makes getting good at any sort of snow sport for an Australian really quite something. So how and why are Australia now winning gold medals in winter sports at the Olympic Games? Well, it comes down to inspiration, determination and funding. Australia's first ever Winter Olympic medal was won at Lillehammer in 1994, a bronze in the men's short track speed skating relay. Then in 1998, Zali Steggall won a bronze in the women's slalom. Ultimately, these medals led to both credibility and funding. And in the moment, the perception of our winter athletes changed from that of brave outsiders to that of serious medal prospects, and gave winter sports administrators concrete examples to take to funders. The Australian Institute of Sport and Olympic Administrators began treating winter sport as a legitimate medal pathway rather than as a novelty. Athletes had proved that they had the talent, they could reach world standard, and that their success could be multiplied with sufficient investment. In 2001, a dedicated national winter sports high-performance body was created called the Olympic Winter Institute of Australia. This agency, funded by multiple levels of government, created centralised coaching, worldwide training bases, plus logistics and career support for athletes. They pumped millions into it, and as Australia's medal tally now reflects, the investment is starting to pay off. One of the very few countries to have its own offshore winter sports base, Australia's was established in northern Italy about 15 years ago. And it's not bad either. Aside from accommodation for 50 and lots of gym equipment, there are hot and cold ice baths, full medical facility with doctors and physio, a specially catered kitchen, a games room, a tailor, and of course a barista, because coffee's a thing for Australians, if you know, you know. Australia will never have the geography for year-round snow sport preparation, so it was decided not to chase every sport. Instead, we focused on sports that reward creativity and innovative coaching. Sports that suit our icy snow, where we could progress skills quickly and operate with small athlete pools, were the ones for us. Sports that lend themselves to dry land and hybrid training methods with trampolines, ramps, pools, and airbag landings. So now, 25 years later, Australia is highly visible in moguls, aerial skiing, halfpipe, big air, snowboard cross, and freestyle skiing. Australia won its first ever Winter Olympic gold medal in Salt Lake City when Stephen Bradbury won a speed skating race by default after his competitors crashed out. So famous is that race here, and Stephen as well, that the phrase doing a Bradbury is actually a national saying. Australia's overall medal tally and gold medal tally has only ever improved from there. But what facilities do Australian athletes have at home? Mount Buller in Victoria has been designated an official Winter Olympic training centre for aerial and mogul skiing. Upgrades include dedicated aerial sites, mogul courses, snowmaking enhancements, night training lights, and on-mountain accommodation for athletes. A national snow sports training centre was also established in Jindabyne, New South Wales, which includes strength and conditioning areas, acrobatic equipment and airbag landing zones that let skiers and snowboarders train complex skills before they safely hit the snow. Then, 5 years ago, we built our own all-weather training facility for aerial skiing in Brisbane. Before that, aerial skiers had to leave Australia to train. Costing $6.5 million, it's named for Jeff Henke because he's the man that effectively put Australia where it is today in winter sports. An alpine skiing competitor for Australian at the 1964 Olympics, Henke is the man that spearheaded the lobbying for institutional backing, overseas training bases, and elite support pathways. His work laid the foundation for sustained funding and the creation of national programs that turned Australia from a fringe participant into a consistent Winter Olympic contender. 2 years ago, Thredbo opened its own full-size training halfpipe, which is in addition to the miniature pipe created for younger kids to learn on, a donation from three-time Australian Winter Olympic medalist Scotty James. This is in addition to the so-called stomping grounds, a beginner-focused freestyle terrain area where skiers and snowboarders can safely learn jumps, rails and basic park skills. Its small features and progression layout are designed to build confidence before riders move on to larger terrain parks. So yeah, the facilities are coming along quite well, thank you very much. Australia's not a poor country and it takes sport very seriously. Having said that, winter sports aren't mainstream viewing in Australia. You might see the odd highlight clip of an Australian competing here and there, but as far as watching events in full, you really have to seek them out, like find the right streaming service, and obviously stay up until after midnight to actually watch the sports. And World Cup events in any winter sports that you see at the Olympics have only been available to Australians for the last 2 seasons. I mean, until 2023, we've never been able to watch World Cup winter sports. We literally could only watch this stuff once every 4 years. So the fact that there's lots of screaming Australian fans at the recent Olympics, again, is really quite something. These people have done the expensive 30 to 40-hour travel to Europe, and they're doing it in style. The chant of Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi was heard a lot during these past Olympics at Milano Cortina. There's lots of winter sports where Australia hasn't medalled, but participation and qualifications are increasing. The greater visibility that comes with winning medals and bigger audiences thanks to streaming services creates a bigger athlete pool, which will slowly lead to better results through increased World Cup participations. The sliding sports are coming along, and even though we don't have a track and haven't medalled there since Jackie Narracotte's silver in skeleton at Beijing, Bree Walker finished top 8 in monobob, and there are an increasing number of Australian competitors. Bobsleigh Australia has been quietly recruiting athletes from track and field for some time and will doubtless continue to do so. Slopestyle, big air, ice dance, short track speed skating and alpine skiing also show better depth and performance, though there's still a way to go before we're at the level of regular medals. Special shout out to Australia's cross-country skiers. The girls qualified for the relay for the first time ever, which was so exciting, and while they came in 14th, last of the finishers, they didn't get lapped and in fact beat 5 countries who did. On the men's side, there were improved results in the distance races, and another first, we qualified a pair for the team sprint as well, who came in 14th. These sorts of results won't lead to podiums anytime soon, and there will always be sports we won't even compete in, like ice hockey, ski jumping, Nordic combined. But no country is good in every single sport, and let's face it, Norway isn't going to be competitive in cricket, swimming, rugby, or AFL anytime soon.